Let's walk through this program and see how the Python state changes. First, Python stores 0 in variable a. At time 3, the current line is 2, the current tab is 0, and the variables map contains one entry a0. The statement at line 2 tab 0 is while a is less than 2. Python first evaluates the while test a is less than 2. At time 4, we can see the test a is less than 2 pushed to the expression stack. The value stack is also initialized. At time 8, we can see true in the value stack since the while test is true. Python now enters the while body and also records the while statement location in the control map. At time 9, the current line is 3, the current tab is 1, and we can see an entry in the control map where the key is 0 and the value is the pair while 2. Next, Python adds 1 to variable a and reaches the end of the program. At time 15, the line is 4, the tab is 1, and variable a contains value 1. If the current tab was 0, Python would exit the program, but since the current tab is 1, Python looks for the parent statement in the control map. The parent is the statement whose tab is equal to the current tab minus 1. The value at key 0 of the control map is the pair while 2. This indicates that Python was inside the while loop body and that the while statement is in line 2. Thus, Python jumps to line 2 tab 0. At time 16, the current line is 2 and the current tab is 0. Python now evaluates the while test again. Since a is 1, the test a is less than 2 is still true. At time 21, we again see the value true in the value stack. The control map already contains the while statement entry, so it remains unchanged this time. Python again enters the while body. At time 22, the current line is 3 and the current tab is 1. Python again adds 1 to a, reaches the end of the program, and returns to the while statement. At time 29, variable a now contains the value 2. Python once again evaluates the while test. Since a is 2, the test is now false. Python will now skip the while body by increasing the current line but keeping the tab at 0. Since the current tab is less than the statement tab number at line 3 is skipped. Python then reaches the end of the program. Since the current tab is 0, Python is going to exit the program instead of jumping back to line 2. Now let's take a look at the while loop properties. Python begins executing the while statement by evaluating the while test expression. More precisely, if at time t the line is I, the tab is j, and the expression stack is empty, and the statement at line I tab j is a while statement, then at time t plus 1, line and tab stays the same, and Python pushes the test expression into the expression stack and initializes the value stack. If the while test is true, then LWPython increases both current line and current tab by 1, and records the while statement location in the control map so that it can jump back to the statement at the end of the loop body. More precisely, if at time u, the line is I, tab is j, the expression stack contains an empty element, and value stack contains true, and the control map is cm, and the statement at line I tab j is a while statement. Then at time u plus 1, the line is I plus 1, the tab is j plus 1, the expression stack is empty, and the control map is the result of storing the pair while and I at key j in map CM. The entry key is the current tab, and the value is the pair while and the current line. If LWPython reaches the end of the program and the current tab is not 0, then Python looks in the control map to see if it was inside a while loop body. If so, then Python jumps back to the while statement. More precisely, if at time v, line is I, tab is j, and the expression stack is empty, and the control map is CM, and the number of lines in the program is I minus 1, and value at j minus 1 in map CM is the pair while and while line. Then at time v plus 1, the line is while line, the tab is j minus 1, the expression stack is empty, and the control map is still CM. Finally, if there's a while statement at the current line and tab, and the while test is false, then Python skips the while body by keeping the tab number unchanged. More precisely, if at time w the line is I, the tab is j, and the expression stack contains an empty element, and the value stack contains false, and the statement at line I tab j is a while statement, then at time w plus 1, the line is increased by 1, and the tab stays at j.